So, as we saw, there is ABC this side and P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 this side. Someone if A recommends a person this side, he gets a point, and A gets the point of the person that he is recommending to, or the place that he is recommending. B gets some points based on the places that B recommends, and the places get the points based on the points that B has, correct. So, it sounds very weird, you see. I am famous, and if I say you are famous, you become famous. You become famous and you say I am famous and I become famous, and I am famous and I say you are famous, you become famous, and this sort of goes on. I have been using this animation from the beginning of this chapter, right. So, because you are pointing to this, he gets your reputation, you are pointing to this person, so you get his reputation, so on and so on and so on, you climb up like this, correct. This is called the principle of repeated improvement. Now, the question is, in a complicated graph, a graph which is G of V comma E, every single node is adjacent to a few nodes, okay. Let us first consider that a node acts as both the left side like ABC as well as on the right side, let us say P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. So, what do I mean by this? There is a recommender, there is a place. So, a recommender is, let us call it by a name, there is a standard name for it, let us call it hubs. Hub means a place where you get information, and the place itself P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, we will call it authorities, okay. If you want some advice, you go and ask these ABCs, they point you to P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 where you have your solution. In the previous example, it was people my friends recommending places to visit, it can be anything for that matter. So, given a graph G, all I am saying is a node can be given points as hubs, it can even be given points as authorities. What do I mean by this? So, let us take a nice example and try explaining this concept. You have, let us say 30 people in a class, in a room. You go to some person randomly and ask, can you help me with a solution to this problem? And that person says, I cannot help you, but I can point you to someone who can help. That person points to someone, and who points to whom is given as a directed graph. For example, Sonia is a node, there are 30 nodes, 30 people in this room, Sonia is one of them, and she has arrows going to some 3 people. So, she will point to these 3 people if I ask her for solution, and there are people who point to Sonia also, maybe 10 people point to Sonia, okay. Who points to you and whom do you point are two different things. Are you pointing to good people is one way of measuring a person, are good people pointing to you or good number of people pointing to you is another measure. So, every person has this 2 parameters, are you pointing to good resources, good people, are good people pointing to you, right. This is exactly similar to the previous case where people who are recommending and people who and the places or people who are advising that there is a solution this side and you go and find the solution this side, these were 2 different shells. Now, I can combine them, I am trying to combine them and I am trying to give you in easy piece that given a node, you try to give both the values to it. How well the node is being pointed to is one value to the node, how well is the node pointing to is another value of the node. So, as you saw, there is a hub score and an authority score for a node. There are 2 parameters that decide how important a node is. One is what does it point to, second one is what is it pointed to, who are pointing to him to a particular node. As you can see, the definition itself is slightly recursive. You see, a node is good if it is pointing to good people, and people are good if they are being pointed at by good people. And how do you achieve this? You achieve this by repeated improvement. Where on earth is this useful? Back then in the late 90s, it was a requirement for people to maintain pages which had the list of all possible news material, right, and they were called the news lists. How do you trust a news list if it is good or not? If it has some good articles, point us to good articles. Now how do you know an article is good or not? You would click on it, go there and see that it is good, and then you would say this news list is good because it points me to the right articles. Just the Raj Ramesh example I gave you, right. So this was a way in which you could rate a bunch of boards which would point you to nice news articles, and that was the birth of this concept called hubs and authorities. Mathematically speaking, in fact, one can show that whenever you take a graph and start with this hubs and authorities repeated improvement process, you will always converge to a point. What do I mean by converging to a point? You see, this repeated improvement results in points getting accumulated in a node. At the end, after a long process, let us say you try it several iterations, and you will observe that the proportion of allocation, the proportion of points that each node takes with respect to other nodes, this always remains the same. For example, a node A and node B, if node A accumulates half as much as node B, it will continue to accumulate half as much as node B in the future. That is called the convergence state. So given any graph, the hub and authority score, as you keep doing this principle of repeated improvement, it converges.